Hello, hello. Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Couples Show, where we dive into the complexities of life, love, and everything in between. I'm your host, Kwagalahana, and today we're tackling a topic that's both personal and universal: insecurities in relationships.
Wow.
We've all been there, haven't we? The nagging feeling of not being enough, the doubts that creep in, and the fear of losing someone that we love or that we care about. Insecurities can manifest in many ways, from jealousy to overthinking to and this can seriously impact the health of our relationships and our happiness. But the good news is these insecurities can be understood, managed, and even transformed into opportunities for growth. So, today we're going to talk about 5 topics about insecurities in relationships. And these are: what are relationship insecurities? What do these insecurities Where do these insecurities come from and how they affect our relationship, how to overcome them, and real life stories, a question and answer. So, let's start by defining what we mean when we talk about insecurities in relationships.
Eh.
Yes, Mr. Barry.
Hey. So only because you're the host, you can't even welcome me. Don't worry, I will take my revenge one day.
I am
You are
so sorry. I
welcoming
don't know
me.
how to host.
Ah, guys, is that fair? Anyway, I think she's just going to answer all the questions because you
Mm,
don't know about me. I'm not here. Let's assume I'm not here. I'm not welcome. Eh?
you.
Anyway, okay. Thank you so much for being with me and for being our host.
Thank
So,
you.
what was the question again?
My question was, what do you understand by relationship insecurities?
Okay. Would you mind if I ask you a question?
Yes,
What
listen.
motivated you to be the worst in such a crazy topic like that? Have you experienced insecurities or do you have insecurities?
In my relationship, yeah, I've had some insecurities where I'm thinking, am I enough, or why this happened, or why this did not happen for me. So
Hmm.
yeah, I guess it's normal.
All right. Well, to answer your question, since you have agreed, accepted also to answer mine,
Mm.
I'm going to copy from what I wrote down and also maybe add my input. So, um, you know, insecurities, these are actually just essentially feelings of uncertainty or
Mm.
anxiety about ourselves, our partner, or the relationship as a whole. So, in other words, you are feeling anxious, you are not feeling certain about you,
Mm.
or maybe your input into the relationship, or also someone's input into the relationship. Either it's satisfaction, or maybe you feel like they're cheating, they're not, they're not
Mm.
loyal, or something like that, or maybe they're, a lot of things like it's just a feeling of uncertainties. And most of these things sometimes they come from, let's say, personal, your past experience,
Yeah.
maybe the current dynamics in your relationship. Maybe your partner, for example, is all of a sudden started to just prohibit you from holding their phone, or from just, they started just
Yeah.
misbehaving. So that one can actually make you somehow insecure.
Yeah.
And what else again? I think, yeah, that's how I can define that feeling
Yeah.
of uncertainty
Mm.
in the relationship, either you or the other partner, or about the relationship as a whole.
Yeah, that's true. All right. For mine, I got to find out that insecurities are feelings of uncertainty
Mhm.
or anxiety about ourselves, our partner, or our relationship as a whole. They can stem from past experiences.
But
Past.
that's my answer now.
Okay, our answers are almost the same.
That's my answer. So I'm wondering, you
Mm.
did not tell me if it was correct or if it was wrong. What you just do is to plagiarize my answer. Okay, no problem. You go. You are the
Okay.
host.
Yes, personal fears and dynamics, like the relationship dynamics, how different other relationships are from ours.
Mhm.
Yeah, so on to add on what you said, the insecurities, they might look like jealousy. One person might fear that the other is being unfaithful,
Mm-hmm.
and they need reassurance in order for this relationship to continue.
But doesn't that isn't nudging like, do you still love me?
Mm.
Or how do you ask for that reassurance, for example?
I feel like you can ask for it. You can be like, reassurance is just reassuring the person that, baby, you know I love you.
And what if I
And
if I don't know you need reassurance?
then it's good to understand your partner if they like reassurance, or they prefer you, they already know. But when someone is thinking you're being unfaithful,
Mm.
I think they really need some reassurance. They need you to tell
Is
them
it
that.
for me to give them reassurance, or they just should work out on their insecurities?
Yeah, and we're going to delve into that. We're going to see how best can someone overcome their insecurities in a relationship.
All right.
Yeah. So sometimes insecurities show up as self-doubt, where a person feels unworthy of love or
Mm.
worries that they're not good enough for their partner.
Wow.
Yes. What do you think about that,
You have said
sir?
everything now. I don't have anything to say.
Yeah. And so I think it's really good for us to understand how where these insecurities can come from,
Mm-hmm.
so that it can help provide a background on how to overcome them. And so now let's talk about where the insecurities come from.
Mm.
Mr. Berry, would you like to lead us in that?
I think I've said this one before as I was complaining you're plagiarizing my answer.
All right.
All right, so from my understanding, insecurities may come from your past experience. Maybe in your past relationship, things were really not okay, you know, and maybe something happened. Maybe you ignored some red flags, then you found yourself being kicked out of the relationship or
Yeah.
being cheated, or maybe, as you said, the current dynamics of the relationship can also make someone insecure,
Mm.
um, and even the way you were raised,
Mm-hmm.
the way you were raised.
Yeah.
Those are most three where is it how do I say, sources of insecurities that have come to my mind. I don't know if you have something to add or something to say, or maybe I should clarify anything. I'm not sure. You are the host.
Okay. Well, insecurities can come from so many areas of our lives, but the main ones that we're going to talk about are two. And so, one is our past experiences, as you had said, Mr. Berry.
Mm-hmm.
When when you've been in a bad relationship before and things didn't go as you had thought that they would, you end up developing trust issues. So even when your partner is not unfaithful, you end up thinking that every person's partner is unfaithful, and it may not be the case.
Mm-hmm.
And then also how we were raised. Some families, you end up growing up when you have trust issues, when you know how our parents can be like, are you sure you should go here? What if something happens to you? So you end up thinking everyone is bad, everyone is out to attack you, and because of that, you end up being unable to trust your partner, leading to the insecurities. And it also shapes how we view ourselves and how we view the relationship.
Wait, there's a point that you said
Mm.
your past relationship. So I feel like, why would you jump into another relationship when you are not sure? Like, because now, if your insecurities are coming from another relationship, it means you need to work out your insecurity issue first
Yeah.
before you jump into. Because I feel like if you have such a case, no matter how much this person is reassuring you, you might end up being also kind of toxic because you are failing to leave what happened in the past behind and start afresh. So I think that's tricky, which makes me think it's very important when you break up, you wait a while
Yeah,
before you work on yourself before you jump into another relationship.
yeah, that's true, because it's not it even creates more hurt. It creates more hurt when you just jump into relationships. And some of these insecurities are even influenced by societal pressures,
Like,
where you where there's everyone is dating, everyone is in a relationship, so
mhm.
me, I also deserve to be in one. And so now, us who have grown up in an era where social media is increasingly becoming reliable,
Mm-hmm.
we're always put into the like condition where we have to compare our relationships. So that's another point. The societal pressures that are put on us through social media. We get to see other people's highlights of their relationship. Like today, imagine today in the morning. Was it in the morning or in the afternoon?
Mm-hmm.
I was just scrolling somewhere. I think I was taking a break over
Mm-hmm.
my reading schedule, and I saw there was this lady and her I don't know if it's boyfriend or husband,
Mm-hmm.
and they had gone
Mm-hmm.
together skydiving, and he carried her in the air
Mm-hmm.
and skydived with her. And like, so if you're thinking it's a you can think your relationship is boring
So you wanted
and
to
be
come and tell me to
insecure, like
skydive with you, my friend.
no, he carried her. You know how it's normal skydiving is when
Mm.
you just maybe like you can just hold each other's hands.
Mm.
He carried her in his two arms and
Hmm.
skydived with her. And so this makes us compare ourselves to others, and we always see these perfect relationships online of other people,
Mm.
and so it makes our relationships feel like they're lacking, or they're not healthy, or they're boring, and yet they're actually healthy relationships. So among the reasons why people why relationships end up being there in our lives, insecurities in relationships end up being in our lives, is because of the societal pressures that we end up seeing.
Okay, so in other words, you're also saying, in as much as social media
Yeah.
helps us to to have some ideas in the relationship, we need to
Mm.
know what to pick and
Mm-hmm.
what not to pick. Because most of these people, they feel like you would think they don't have any problem. Like
Yeah.
their relationship is so perfect,
Yeah.
everything. And you're there, maybe you're even better than them, but the only difference is that you're not faking lies. And
Sometimes imagine they might not be faking, but that's actually what they are. Like they just like doing that. But then for me, I'm seeing it like me in my life, I can't do that.
mm.
And so that's what's making me compare my relationship to theirs. Yeah, because
Now imagine maybe
uh,
that person is dating a CEO, and for you, you're dating a boda guy.
yeah, that's true.
So
But most of the times
wherever,
it's the rich boyfriends or something.
and now the thing is, you are there comparing, like, he should take me there, she should take me every Friday to this. These guys are posting every Friday, going out, and for
Mm,
so I feel like also you need to consider the factors and the context in which those guys are against your relationship as well.
yeah, that's true. So, Mr. Berry, do you
Mm-hmm.
want to lead us through how to overcome insecurities?
Hmm. By the way, okay, before I jump there,
Mm,
let's say I'm being insecure.
mm,
Don't you think also, regardless of the all the points that we've talked about, there's also a part of how you met your partner or how you got to know your partner can also make you live with insecurities. For
yeah.
example, let's say I met my girlfriend in a club,
Mm-hmm.
or we met somewhere in a place which was not really, which was compromised,
Mm,
and later on things worked out and everything.
mm,
But it seems like the moment I see her, going towards that direction, I feel unsafe and all those things. I
mm,
feel like it also matters also. So, guys, the way you guys find each other, it might also contribute to the insecurity issues.
yeah.
But you did not address, oh, you talked about it, the family issues and everything.
Yeah.
So it's also good to know who you are, know yourself and everything. Well, to answer the question that you've asked me, what?
Mm.
You said, what was the question again?
How does someone overcome insecurities in a relationship?
How do we overcome? Whew, I don't know. uh-huh. I think the first thing is to know that you have insecurities. I always say the first solution to a problem is discovering the problem and admitting that you have that problem.
Mm,
And by so doing, you are good to go.
Mm.
So let's say maybe I can address one by one in a quicker way. We say I might answer this question pinpointing it from the previous from the previous section where we're talking about where insecurities come from. So for
Mm.
example, insecurities are coming from the dynamics of the relationship.
Mm.
I feel like you need to just understand why whatever that is happening, and you
Mm.
communicate with your boyfriend or with your girlfriend.
Mm.
Communication between you guys, you express your feelings. I feel like if you are dating someone who is very understanding,
Mm.
they can understand you better, and they are willing to have to sit
Mm.
down with you and address those problems. Unlike just now you being there and suspecting things and being insecure. Because if you don't uh, pay attention to that and try to address that, it may end up actually making you lose the relationship. Now, the
Mm.
issue about social media, it's also good for you to just know and admit that people are different. We
Yeah.
have different capacities, we have different access to resources, and we have different personalities. Social media. And we also need to understand it's not everything that is posted on social media which is real. And one
Yeah.
thing you need to understand, no relationship is perfect. Guys, if you have a perfect relationship, invite me. I want to come and learn and sit down and get some notes. Because as far as I know, where two people are, there's no much, you know, equilibrium. Are you shocked that I'm talking financial terms?
Yeah. It's,
I did economics, my friend. Yeah,
mm.
I think that's what I can say. Then the family issues, it's also good to understand yourself. Sometimes if you sit down this is becoming a problem. Sit down, try to understand yourself. What is causing me to do this and this and this? And by so doing, you might address the issue. I think that's what I can say for now.
Yep. What you said is true. It's good for us to be aware of these insecurities and to recognize that they
Mm-hmm.
influence our thoughts and actions. So ignoring your insecurities and not talking about them
Mm-hmm.
can have adverse effects on your relationship.
All right.
And it's good to continue to communicate, as Tafaza has said. And it's also very crucial that we work on our self-esteem as human beings. It's very important for us to set personal goals, seek therapy, and practice what they call self-care, where you take care of yourself. You go, once in a while, take yourself out, buy skincare, buy what's body care.
Mm-hmm.
Because the more confident and secure you feel inside you, is the more you're not likely to make insecurities take over in your relationship. Yeah. So finally, it's important to remember that no relationship, as my love said, is perfect. Every couple has challenges, and every couple goes through some hard times and moments of doubt. But what the most important thing is to walk through those moments and choose and choose not to let them form a wedge between the two of you in the relationship, but to use them as opportunities to grow together. Because when you communicate how you feel about a certain thing or about something that your partner has done, you're able to grow together. You're able to understand each other and grow together in the relationship. So Mr. Bear is going to wrap up this episode.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. So I don't know. I didn't see this coming.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so what we've learned is the definition of insecurities, being able to identify them,
Mm.
being able to identify that your partner is having insecurities or you are having insecurities.
Yeah.
And by first identifying that, it helps you to be able to work towards fixing it. And also
Yeah.
being maybe able to know the causes why you are having insecurities or the causes why your girlfriend or your boyfriend is having insecurities.
Wait, Mr. Bear.
Uh,
I'm sorry for interrupting, but do you have an example, a real life experience about insecurities in your relationship?
Okay, I would. Don't beat me.
Well,
I don't beat me.
we should keep it
We don't want
professional.
to end up. We
Remember,
remain professional.
yeah, remain professional.
Yes, so remain professional of not beating me because me, I'm saying the truth innocently. Well, okay, I'm trying to find two examples
Mm,
from where I was with insecurities and
mm,
also when I experienced insecurities from my partner. I think when I had insecurities, where?
mm.
Okay, now I don't know. It's not okay. Don't get me wrong, guys. It's not like I don't have insecurities or
Mm,
I'd never. It's only that the question came and I wasn't prepared for
mm.
it. I'm trying to think. Uh,
Okay, it may not be your current relationship, but maybe past relationships.
Even in the past, I'm trying to navigate right now in the realm of relationships, but I'm not getting anything. All right. Okay, let's say in the past relationship.
Mm,
Honestly, I don't know. Let's talk about currently. Or okay, in the past still. There was this time when I dated someone and they found me with quite a number of ladies friends around me and everything.
mm,
Yeah, so trying to settle things down, I had to drop all those ladies friends because this person was like,
mhm,
why this so in like every time when she would see
mm,
those guys calling me or something, it would become an issue. Then I was like, but come on now. If I wanted to date these guys, I would have dated them even before you
yeah.
came. But yeah, because I knew and I noticed that it was becoming a problem in my relationship, I had to just drop those people. And that is it.
Mm,
But honestly, that was kind of frustrating. But as we said, it's all about adjusting. You remember, those who did not watch our other podcast, the previous episode, please
mm,
go and watch. We were talking about adjustment. So I had to adjust. Then me, I don't know. I'm trying to think about where I had, I'm also trying to defend myself, where I had some insecurities. Honestly, I don't know. You
well,
asking me next time, maybe I'll remember.
all right. Well, me personally, in a past real life experience, I would talk about the insecurity of yeah, someone being unfaithful. I think I did have it when I was thinking that it's very easy for someone to be unfaithful these days. So what are the chances that they're going to be faithful?
Mm-hmm.
So that was an insecurity in the past. But the more you trust your partner is the more you don't think about things like that. Yeah. So in our audience, if you have any real life experience, you can comment or you can tell us about your insecurities in and we can look for a way to answer how to overcome them together. And so as we wrap up, I'd want to remind you that insecurities in relationships are completely normal. And the key is not to let them control you or define your relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And so by being aware of them, you communicate openly to your partner and together you're able to work on them. And also working on your self-esteem as an individual is very, very vital. Thank you so much for tuning in today.
Mm-hmm.
If you found this episode helpful or if you had something that you learned, you can share it with someone or you can continue to listen to us as we delve more and more into life, love, and relationships. And as always, feel free to reach out with your thoughts, questions, or suggestions for future episodes. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other.
Adios.
Adios.
And next time, guys, we have a
Mm.
nice episode again. We're going to talk about getting advice from your friends
Yeah.
about your relationship.
Mhm.
So, watch out for that episode next week. Thank you. Until next time.